There's a back one from.
We need a restart here. I think we're going to start from the positions at the beginning of lap 12. I'm sure a couple of people may dislike that idea, but it's the fairest thing to do, unfortunately. I just need to sort this out. Are people retiring? I mean, I need people. Quickly grab the race director. We'll just discount anything from before lap 12. Oh. Right, so we need Zam. Dan. Ronnie. Rise. Maz. Where's Maz? There he is. Lucas is in. Jessica needs to invite. Wonk needs an invite. I mean, I'm pretty sure I invited Ronnie, but give him another. Right, I just need to double check that there aren't people here that shouldn't be here. So, there should be 3 cars missing. 3 drivers missing, I should say. We should have a McLaren missing. We should have a Mercedes missing. And there should be a Red Bull missing. There's a Sauber missing. There's Ronks. He's asking for me for an invite. I can't see him online, or at least not when I last checked. There he is. Alright, now I need to do weekend structure, which I can't adjust. Area Hop, are you in chat? Let's go on my stream manager. It is not a 25% raise. That's because I lost host privileges when I disconnected, and it's AirHop, and AirHop doesn't know how to change the lobby settings. So I need AirHop to get in the stream so I can show them how to do it. Right, AreaHop, go on your settings and then go on to weekend structure. You want to change qualifying format to custom order and the session length to short. The qualifying format off, and then change the grid editor. Go on grid editor and then follow the order on that screenshot. Sorry, anyone in the Twitch chat? We're just going to sort out a lobby restart, and unfortunately I've lost my hosting positions. Right, looks like we're going once again in this race, so unfortunately we have had to restart the 50% race into a 25% race. This does mean that all drivers do have to pit again. Maybe we should have made it corner cutting only and just said don't worry about pitting, but I'm sure people would accidentally pit. There's going to be some chaos with the track limit warnings, unfortunately. I'm going to announce now that track limit warnings from the previous race are still going to count to this one. I know some people are going to disagree with that, but in my opinion, it's just fair that way, because the positions you have are from those warnings. You know, you've used those warnings to gain extra time, and that extra time has probably could have accumulated to the positions where you're starting. Now, there's a bit of lag. There's going to be a bit of lobby delay because I'm not hosting. Are we 5 red lights out? Yes, we are, and Richie's got on a drive-through penalty for a jump start. Terrible way to start off this race, but Kyle still leads. It's Ronnie, though, who's kind of got the outside there on Jesco. He's gone wide. He's gone off the track. That's going to allow so many cars through as he rejoins, I hope, safely, just in front, just behind Thomas James. He's going to send it back up the inside of the V-carb. Ben goes wide, and Ronnie sends it in. There's contact there. Ben's off into the gravel. Ronco's retired from the session, and that is a VSC in this race. Now, I do wonder if Kyle will back up the pack. He is allowed to, as the lead car. You are allowed to back up the pack as much as you like under a VSC and a safety car. Under a VSC, there's no speed minimum, I think. Under a full safety car, there is. What is Ronnie doing? That is just what Ronnie does. I noticed it in Spain, but no one really reports. Like, I notice a lot of stuff that happens when I commentate, but no one really reports them, so there's nothing that can be done. I don't want to be sieving through the entirety of the stream to find these incidents. It's up to the drivers to report these incidents. I would say it is his fault, Peebo. Of course, I'd need POVs, but from the angle I watched it from, in that very fast moment, I'd say Ronnie had a full car's whip there, and he chose to drive into the Williams. So, Ben, I'd report it after the race. We can have a further look at it, and hopefully we can come to a conclusion that you agree with. When is the safety car going to be in? I believe it's now, and DRS has been enabled. All right, it's right at the start-finish line. That's almost perfect. Thomas, Ritchie, Zam, and Man Like Mass are all going to come into the pits. That's quite smart. They've all got to stay out, but Formula Kyle from the lead of the race has made a massive mistake, dropping down to P3 after touching the curb, bottoming out, and nearly spinning the car. Good for him, though, to save that quite quickly. He hasn't lost too much time in this race, but that is going to lose his advantage. And for the first time in this red flagged race and the previous race, we will have someone else lead, and it will be the Ferrari right here of Jesco. So Formula Kyle certainly got some work to do, but he's got the pace to catch up. We've seen it already. Some split strategies I think we'll see here. Can the hards go to the end in a 25% race? Because the tyre wear is scaled. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But Claw Ronnie to the insides of Tyler. Tyler just managing to keep it on track there. Not sure if there was contact there. Hopefully not. We will jump on the. You know what? We'll turn on the telemetry for once, just so we can see what sort of speeds these drivers are doing. Because I haven't done this. I have done this drive. I've done it in co-op. Good mood. I mean, we didn't really see it, but I'd assume it is a good move through the hairpin. It's a very difficult overtaking corner, of course. But Rye, this restart has massively helped him. Let's just have a look at the position change. 8 positions up. Now I know and only 3 cars pit, and he's 8 positions up in this race. So McLaren on a little bit of a comeback thanks to this red flag. Oh, but it's Ben. He sent us up the inside of the McLaren. They're leaving each other the space. Looks like Ryan's going to stay ahead on the second part of the chicane, though. But that was a big send from Ben. Looks like he's going to have a go to the outside. And you know what? Who else is going to join in? It's Dan, the reserve Aston Martin driver. He's going to sweep round the inside of the McLaren. Will he try and have a go on the Williams of Ben? No, he's not. But it is 2 positions lost for Rye. Right, as I'm saying, he's 8 positions up. But he is still in the points. It has still been a good restart for him. Unfortunately, Sweet Power will have to take a 10-second penalty in this race. If there is a safety car, like a full safety car, I think I'm just going to avoid it. Oh, space not left there from Rye. I would report that if I were you, Rye. Not Rye, Sweet Power.
You are living the dream. Two cars in the two Aston Martins in the top 10 at the moment. I'm surprised Pibo's managing to keep himself stable right now. It's incredible stuff. Stuff we haven't seen so far this season. Both Aston Martins inside the top 10, but there's still 11 laps to go in this race. You know, they've got to stay there. But poor Ronnie, 2 positions lost at the start of this race after going wide in turn 1. But Lucas, he's up 6 positions. Great comeback for the Alpine driver. Can he begin to catch up to his own teammate, though? Eri Hop has dropped out of the DRS of Formula Kyle by the looks of things. Did gain quite a bit of time there on the entry of the chicane. Has managed to hold it in the exit, but he's not going to have the DRS. Down the straight finish, down the start finish straight. And Jamie sets the new fast lap today with a 1:30.4. Now, of course, if there was a fastest lap set previously, actually, I wouldn't be able to tell that. But XC Tyler has come to the pits on lap 4 of this race. It looks like he's gone on to the mediums. Yes, he has. So maybe trying to go for the undercut. 9 laps at the end, certainly doable on those sets on the set of mediums. I've somehow developed a stutter. Yeah, Jesco doing well to stick onto this lead. He has got one car between him and Formula Kyle, though. It is essentially a sprint race to the end, but a lot of these cars, the 12 drivers, still need to pit in this race. Richie being one of them after getting a drive-through penalty on the restart. Oh, right on the limits of track limits, these top 3 there, pushing hard. All within DRS of each other. Eriop and Ronnie and Lucas all behind. A bit lonely in a bit of no man's land. I say that though, it looks like Ronnie has got the straight line over Eriop and is beginning to catch. He will have DRS down the start finish straight, but that looks of things. Will Jamie try and go for a move? He's got that overtake button on, but so does Jesco. He's wanting to defend this position. Go on board with Kyle. I think that might be the best person. Can we see a move for Jamie? No, we won't see it in turn 1. Has he got the speed on the exit? Maybe to stick his nose in. The Williams are battling. No, they're not. That's Ben into the box. Oh, another snap of oversteer for Kyle. And I thought he saved it then, but he's gone round once again. Those soft tyres really not coping well with the heat. That's got to be the issue, hasn't it? Rear overheating. Are they overheating? 104. I don't know if they're overheating, but Kyle, we thought this man was made of titanium, and he's struggling on this restart. Down to P5 from the lead. And that does promote Eri Hop onto the podium. Can we see a Red Bull podium today? Still quite a few laps left. Maybe it's worth Kyle coming in at the end of this lap, getting off those soft tyres, try and go for the undercut on the mediums to the end. We'll stay on board with him as he is the championship leader. The yellow Insect 2, that is the Ferrari of the Zam. He got a bit unlucky with the restart position. Because he had picked quite early in the race. And he is just sat there. But as predicted, Kyle does come into the pits. I do wonder if... yeah. Well, that just leaves Jesco and Jamie at the front now battling for position. Although I think Jesco, as long as he doesn't get undercut, he might have this one in the bag. And the pitters do promote Rye and Black Lebanese up into the point. We did have a new follower. Who was that? That was Kebab Man. Thanks for the follow, buddy. Yeah, it would not surprise me if... oh, Dazam, 10-second penalty for corner cutting. He's completely cut that final chicane. And off into the pits he comes, speeding in the pit lane too. He's retired in the pits. Maybe too far back for him to feel like he could recover. That brings us up to a total of 4 DNFs in this race and a disqualification. will we start seeing more cars in the pits? There's still 9 of them yet to pit in this race, and I think if you're going to pit, it's got to be now. Although quite a few of them are on the medium tyres, and maybe they don't want to go too long on the softs. I say that, Jesco's come in quite early, end of lap 5. Onto the... Well, he's coming off the mediums. What tyres is he going on? Let's go on board. Airy Hops followed him in on the pits. Ronnie on the softs has stayed out. Onto the soft tyres, Jesco comes. Airy Hop doing the opposite, going on the mediums. Rise come in the pits as well. We'll go on board with Formula Kyle. Will there be a drag race on the pit exit between him and Jesco? No, I think Jesco's come out clear with this one. Kyle does manage to get back ahead of Airy Hop, so the undercut has slightly worked. But he's got to hope that his teammate Richie doesn't hold him up. He's got a little bit of traffic to get through. Jesco is in clean air, luckily enough for him. But provisionally, Formula Kyle up to P2, 4 seconds back from the provisional race leader. Just goes the 3 seconds penalty from before. You're right. You are right, he does. But to be fair, so could so many other cars after the race. We're merging the chat limit warnings from this race and the previous race. Just because that's how a red flag would work. IRL, and in the game, to be fair, if that was actually a red flag. It's a shame you don't have the option to steward a race. Maybe they should bring back the leagues option on the F1 game so you can steward races, because being able to steward mid-race would be amazing. Just have 5 spectators all stewarding, of course giving them the positions, but that is Ronnie at the end of lap 7 coming into the pits for the medium tyre, so going long on the softs, and he did the mediums. Maybe the softs holding up quite well as Kyle sets a new fast lap in this race. It's a 29.9 as the two Hasses do swap position. And that is a 4-second gap to up in front to Jesco now. Of course, Jesco on the softer, fresher tyres. But he does have that 3-second tyre penalty. So all Kyle really needs to do is catch a second. And he will keep this win. Purple sector 1 for Kyle. 4.5 tenths up. He is really, really throwing that car around. But I think Jesco is too. Because Kyle really not gaining in this race. But look at Rise right on the back of Black Lebanese. He's gone the older but softer tyres. And look at how well he's holding in the dirty air through the... is it Schumacher S's? No, that's Nürburgring. Senna S's. Or is that Brazil? There's some sort of S's. They're named after someone, I think. Maybe they're just called the S's. As Rye going a little bit wide there. Getting a bit squirrely on that curb. I'm surprised the top 3 haven't come in. They do know they need to pit. They will be disqualified if they don't pit, and I'm sorry, but I'm not reversing it if you choose to stay out the entire race. You need to pit in this race. Dan, Lucas, and Jamie. Yeah, Dan's coming in the pits. He's not risking anything. And Jesco says a new fast lap of the day, 29.3, but I think Kyle might beat that as he crosses the line. He doesn't beat it. 29.4 for Kyle. Jesco really got that pace. He's pushing hard to stay 3 seconds in front of Kyle here. And Dan has picked on onto the softs. He's going to come out of the points, though. Thomas getting the undercut on him, pitting during the VSC, I believe. On lap 1. That strategy working quite well. Yeah, we restarted. We're using the chat limit warnings in both races. So some people... I don't think they're going to be too happy about that one, but, you know, it's the fairest thing to do. The reason we restarted from the beginning of lap 12 order was because it's the fairest thing to do. I'm not going to start from the safety car after people got taken out and stuff, and I'm not starting it all the way from before people started pitting. Because, you know, if there was a safety car, normally, you know, we wouldn't restart it. Side note though, because I kind of like opinions on this, I haven't suggested this to anyone, but I'm thinking about maybe proposing the idea of racing on corner cutting only. Just because the speeding in the pit lane, I know people can absolutely take the advantage, but the time gain you will gain by speeding in the pits is nothing. But the speeding in the pits penalty is way too harsh. And of course, people may speed, they'll serve that penalty, and then the safety car will come out, and it's not fair to remove 5 seconds off their race time after a safety car comes out. So, but Ronnie back up to P5. Oh, he's touched the curb there. He's managed to save it. Great stuff from the Aston Martin. Can someone please tell Jamie that he needs to pit? Can someone send him like a PSN message and just tell him he needs to pit? Because he doesn't have to open that to see it, does he? So you know what? I might do it myself because I don't want to see him get disqualified in this race for trying a bold strategy that's not going to work. Where's my PlayStation app? Let's hope I'm still logged in before it's too late. Watch Jamie have his privacy permissions. He's coming in the pits at the end of lap 9. Thank God. And Ronnie picks up a 3-second time penalty for speeding. I missed it because I was so focused on the Alpine in front. Kyle's got a 3-second penalty as well. Well, he's got to find some pace now, hasn't he, if he wants to win this race? Will we have a third different winner this season? I mean, all Jessica's got to do is keep it nice and smooth, nice and controlled. And Jamie's going to come out. But you know what? Staying out's actually kind of works for him, hasn't it? He hasn't lost too much time. He's still in front of Hop, and he's going to have freshest tyres out of anyone to take that fastest lap. So, this could be good. Maybe he's got the pace to catch up to Kyle and Jesco. He is within that 3-second window of Kyle. If he's really got that pace, he might be able to take the win off of Jesco. This race is getting spicy as Sweet Power and Dan battling through turn 1. Sweet Power has got the advantage out of that one. We've got to keep an eye on Jamie. I know I've been following him basically all day. But we've got to keep an eye on him because he is catching Kyle rapidly in this race. In fact, Kyle's actually slowed down quite a bit. Is he letting Jamie go, I wonder, to go catch Jesco in this race? You know what? If that's Kyle's strategy, I've got to give it to him. That is some sportsmanship. You know, I say sport. You know, don't hold up the car that could win the race. You're not going to win it with your 3-second. You know, let them battle. So see if Jamie can hold that pace to the end of the race. He's going to have 2 laps here on full push to steal that fastest lap point, and maybe let's just have a look, remind ourselves of the fastest lap because it is Jesco that does have it. So we can steal that fastest lap point. Actually, we don't do a fastest lap point, do we? Kyle's actually let Hop go as well. So I wonder maybe if he is just struggling for pace after this restart. Maybe forgetting to put a setup on. Who knows? Is he going to let Ronnie go, maybe? Surely not. Unless Kyle is just struggling that much. He hasn't underfueled, has he? Does look to be positive on fuel still, so I'm quite confused on what's going on here. And he might cede position to Richie, maybe. You see, I'm very confused. He's really holding us up, but look at Ronnie's going to go down the inside. There's contact between them. But Kyle did give him a car's width there. So, you know what? Beautiful move from Ronnie there. Kyle is really struggling. And I'm very confused why. Send quality results later, Crisps? Yes. Yes, I will. Don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, the quality results are in the previous stream. Sandbagging? Who knows? I mean, we know what pace he's got. If his strategy is to sandbag so he doesn't get moved up to tier 1. I mean, it's a bit silly. Although Kyle, they're trying to do a Fernando Alonso. They're trying to go around the outsides through 130R. He's behind a driver. He is fighting for position as Jamie now sets the new fastest lap in the race. Look at that gap. He's within the 3-second window. He's stolen the fastest lap. Richie's been disqualified from the session for failing to use all tyre compounds. That's just a strategy bottle right there, mate. I don't know what to say. Maybe with that drive-through penalty, I do wonder if he was even going to finish in the points. I wanted to have a look at the fastest lap. He's taken it by 11 thousandths. Unbelievable stuff. Let's go on that interval and look at the tyres. I don't really need to look at anything else. What a move indeed. What a move indeed. You might be at a delay. I mean, we've got to stare at Jamie here, haven't we? I mean, there is a battle going between Kyle and Ronnie at the moment. As Kyle makes another mistake in this race. It's the third one. But it is the last lap. Can Jamie maybe do this on track? It's highly unlikely. But you don't know. You don't know. Has Jamie played the strategy in this 25% race to perfection? He is within that 1 second margin. He's got battery to burn. Can he? Yeah, but he's got the same as Jesco, hasn't he? But he has got the 4-lap fresher, soft tyres. Can he maybe go for a move into the chicane? He doesn't need to. He can play it safe. Jamie, he's won this race. Unless he's got too many warnings between the two lobbies. But cross the line. Jesco's going to take it on track. But after penalties, he's not going to win it. It is going to be Jamie Dodger who takes the win in Suzuka. Our third winner of the season. Unless Jesco can appeal some of his warnings. It may be Jesco too. But, you know, round of applause to Jesco, round of applause to Jamie. It's been great watching those two today. Kyle, from starting pole position after 25 laps later, is down in P6 with a missing front wing. What an unfortunate way to end the day. He's going to lose the championship lead, I believe, to Jamie, maybe. I'm not too sure. Carl said his TV went off. He's trying to salvage what he can. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's unlucky, isn't it? Good points, Aston. Get us on Team of the Day. You will be on Team of the Day. I can assure you. Because both drivers are in the top 10. So, Team of the Day will probably be Alpine, Aston. Kyle has left the session, which is going to make the results a right pain. So, thanks, Kyle. I'm going to have to try and figure that one out. Yeah, Jamie Dodger, absolute GOAT. I need to get the race director. I cannot forget to get the race director. But look at that. Fastest lap, Jamie. Driver of the day goes to Lucas, according to the game. But I'm sure that will be a different story. Most overtakes for Dan in this 25% race. And to be fair, I don't see how he's done that, considering he's lost the position. But you know what, game? Go for it. Lots of track limit warnings. Lots and lots and lots. Although, surprisingly, less than what we saw in the previous race. So we're going to have to mix all of these together and see what happens with the two race directors. I'm going to have a busy night. But thank you to all of you who have stuck around despite the absolute carnage today. Congratulations to you all. Hope to see you next week for Jeddah. Hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. Or maybe even Tuesday for Tier 1 Suzuka. I'll see you then.